Hey, John again, playing the daily grid. Should be 251 here. Had a really good game yesterday. Had one good game this morning, one not so good game this morning. I played some older grids. Yeah, after well, it was about 8 o'clock, I guess. Anyway, it's about to be Army Navy time, so I want to churn this one out and then go Navy, beat Army, as we like to say. So. If you didn't see my last videos, I did go to the Naval Academy for undergrads. That's my calling. That's why I got the picture back there. So anyway, let's get rolling here. Share the screen. So I also share the clock. And yeah, that was grid number 19. So I'm just gonna delete and hit enter and go. All right. Alex Rodriguez works. Tommy, Henry Aaron. Jeter for a season, sure. Kenny Lofton, Tony Gwynn, Garrett Cole, just now. What? Shoot. Okay, how do you spell his name? There it is. Great. Charles Nagy had a sub two. I haven't actually said anything this whole time, but I'm trying to beat a minute. And then Bob Gibson, because why not? All right. I did meet a minute. I think I spent 10 seconds on Garrett Cole's name. I should have just come up with an easier name to spell. Andy Pettit would have worked. I don't know if that's much easier. Whitey Ford would have been really, that's only 4 letters. That would have been way easier. Rivera would have worked. That would have been really easy. So I don't know why I was just like Garrett Cole just this year. It's going to be a high rarity score, so I don't have to worry about missing it for next time. All these were pretty high, it looks like, except for Charles Nagy ringing in at 2% there. Ooh, I've got a good one for that I've already used. I'm going to use it again because I know it's going to be super rare. All right. So under a minute. Thank you, Garrett Cole, for having a weird way of spelling Garrett, or maybe that's normal way. I actually don't know. I am going to stop sharing and start. This will be an interesting one to go for rarity scores. I mean, I just went at it because there were so many obvious options. This is going to be an interesting one. So that was grid number 19 from earlier. And yeah, let's see. Let's see where we can get some folks. So I've looked up some people who are threefers, and when I say threefer, I mean they hit uh only one team ever, which is a category that Baseball References introduced, and 300 for a season and 300 for a career because they just played basically one season. And so I've got people for both of these. Mr. Richard Dick Carroll for the Yankees, and then for Cleveland Guardians or whoever, I'm gonna go with Ginger Clark. Gingers have red hair. Cleveland has a red logo. That's how I remember that one. All right, so ultra low right there. Come back to that one. I mean, I don't think any of my go-to relievers are in the Hall of Fame. So that one might be a little trickier. Let's see here. Yankees with over 300 career home runs. Um, I mean, let's just ignore everyone with over 500 career home runs. Those are going to be obvious. Um, Jose Canseco works. He was in the 460 range, I believe 462 if memory serves me right, because it was on the cover of Juiced. He was a Yankee towards the end of his career. Dave Winfield, I think, was in the 470 range, but he would actually work a little bit better here. If I can't come up with anyone. Cecil Fielder had 319 career home runs, which was the exact same as Prince Fielder. So that would be an interesting pick. Johnny Mize had over 300 career home runs. Beltran and Teixeira all went over 400, so did Alfonso Soriano. They were all Yankees. Um, Mize is a little bit more distant in the past. Played 5 seasons. He played his final 5 seasons were with the Yankees and were during a 5-year World Series stretch, World Series champion stretch from 49 to 53 was Johnny Mize's final 5 years. So I think it's between Mize and Fielder. I am going to go with Johnny Mize. Fascinating, 1%. Okay. Maybe I could have done better than that. Um, and then if we're looking at Cleveland, um, I can't believe Rocky Calavito ended up with over 300. We just mentioned Dave Winfield, who was ever so briefly with Cleveland. Eddie Murray also, but Eddie Murray's up over 500. I think that's not going to be as good. Albert Bell definitely works as well. Um, Joe Carter, I think, is over 300 for his career. Um, yeah, let's go Winfield. 62%. Okay. I gotta believe I could have done better. By the way, this looks like a school photo for this guy, Dick Carroll. Nice. All right. And then anybody with 300 or more career home runs who's in the Hall of Fame. Let's see. What do we think of? Lots of options. Ralph Kiner, be an interesting one, but he was a 7-time home run champ. Mize actually would have been an interesting one to pull down here. How about Orlando Cepeda? So he goes 0.5, a little bit better there. And then Hall of Fame with a 300 average. I'm going to go Walter Johnson. This made an appearance in my book. He is the highest batting average of any player with over some number. I forget what the minimum number I said was, but in the American and National Leagues, he has the highest record in the modern era for batting average, like over 50 plate appearances, I think was what I said. He had over 400 in his 1924 season. Um, It would also be good if I could come up with a Hall of Fame position player who had less than a 300 or a 3 ERA. So sneaking along here. So the one I was thinking of here is Mike Jackson. And as we learned, this Mike Jackson, Michael Jackson, not the pop singer, but the longtime closer who saved over 40 games. I played this some months ago and I played this guy, Mike Jackson, thinking I was playing Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had a sub 2 ERA with the 98 Indians, 40 saves, great year. That's who I thought I was playing. I typed in that guy's name, hit enter, and got a really good rarity score. This is a different player altogether. He played like an inning or two with Cleveland and had a 0 ERA. So we're going to dial him in. Goes 0.01. Pretty good there. And then let's see. I don't think we're gonna get as fortunate. I'm not gonna go with Rivera. Pettit would be an interesting play. He had one season. 1997, Pettit was a sub 3 ERA. I'm not sure how well known that would be. Catfish Hunter will also work, and I'm sure there's like 400 names of guys who pitched inning or so. I just don't have those queued up the way I had these guys. Um, let's see. If I'm going back a bit, Dave Righetti would be an interesting play. Goose Gossage. Sparky Lyle won a Cy Young Award, so maybe I don't go that route. Righetti definitely works though, Dave Righetti. Um, and I'm not as confident on like your Mike Stantons and your Jeff Nelsons. Those middle relief types. Um, Catfish Hunter definitely works for 75 season. Not sure on Jim Bouton. Whitey Ford definitely works. Lefty Gomez is definitely going to work. Jack Chesbo is definitely going to work. Actually, that'll work down here because he's in the Hall of Fame. So that goes .2. Might have been, who knows if that would have been a better play up here. And then I'm gonna take a shot. No, I'm not gonna take that shot. Babe Ruth is the name I'm thinking of. Babe Ruth, I think, had 5 or so um pitching appearances as a Yankee. I think he was 5-0 with a terrible ERA, if memory serves me correctly. Um, but I think at least one of those he was really good. It was like one per season, every 3 seasons or something like that. It was nothing. It was not a common thing he was doing. I'm gonna go Righetti. That's what I've talked myself into Dave Righetti. He gets one, full 1%, 329. I probably could have done a lot better. I wonder how Babe Ruth does over here for this one. I wonder if that would even be correct. Go to standard pitching down here. And the answer is no, it would not have worked because he had exactly a 3 ERA in 1930. He pitched a complete game and gave up 3 runs in 9 innings. Scattered 14. I'm sorry, that was the game before. Scattered 11 hits. But look at this. I was right. He had 5-0 record, 5 starts, 5 wins, 5.52 ERA. He won this game. He gave up 9 earned runs and he won a game in 1921. All right, I guess there was 2 games, 1 start, so 4 starts in 5 games. He had a relief appearance in there too. Wonder how he hit. He must have hit pretty well. That's a fun game for you. Anyway, that'll be a fun one to look up some other time. 5 is a really good score. Pretty stoked about it, but I mean, this is one I could have done a lot. But actually, all of these I could have done better too. But that's all right. Still fun. Thanks a lot for playing. Go Navy, beat Army, as they say, and you all have a great rest of your weekend. Peace.